Pitching a work in progress to friends can be rough.
All right, you guys ready for this?
Look, I'm a professional TV producer in Los Angeles, so it should be easier for me than anybody.
Prepare yourself.
But I work for a big fancy company led by a mouse named Mickey, and I work in their network news division, which kind of grounds things more so in reality. And I say kind of because, well, we're not going to get into that.
I'm just going to have to humble myself because it's so f***ing rough and embarrassing.
I like how your thing says please sub.
Yeah. There's like, do you get the double entendre there?
No.
Justin just got it.
Oh! Why are you like this?
Dude, it's hilarious. Dude, Justin's face was perfect.
You better subscribe that perfect face of yours too, because then we can have some real fun with future videos, of course. But I want to branch out and make film projects, so I need to start creating content which demonstrates that I have such prowess. Now, the problem is I have to reveal that, like, creative, soft underbelly of my personality and start to reveal things that aren't quite as grounded in reality as news is.
A good girl plays her role.
What happens if people don't like my ideas? What happens if they're too controversial? What happens if they get me canceled? All these other sorts of things. It's pretty scary. And as a person who's naturally a little anxious and in many ways introverted, these are not easy things for somebody like myself to be able to manage. There are a lot of people out there, maybe yourself being one of them, who can relate to that kind of concern. But the truth for me is that it's becoming harder and harder to keep it under wraps. Because it's just, the side of me is so important to express. It's why I got into making movies to begin with. And so I decided that on this particular day, I was going to finally let my freak flag fly and pitch my friends my really embarrassing work in progress concept trailer idea so I could start to get some people on board with helping me to see my creative delusions into a reality. So this is the beginning of that delusion. It's a trailer concept for a superhero film I'm working on where I voiced the different roles.
Daisy, please cover yourself. I'm done being told what to do.
Now, because I didn't have anyone to help me make it, I had to use my own voice over and over again and modulate it to play the different characters.
It's not just that they're one. It's that they're privileged.
But after the first act of the trailer, to be honest, I got a little bit too embarrassed to keep my voice going, so I just used title cards for the rest. I was so self-conscious, like me playing a girl or me playing like a deep voice and me playing this other kind of voice and then me playing my normal voice.
That wasn't my normal voice.
But just imagine me pretending to be a girl and say vulnerable things. I literally like, it literally causes me physical pain at times to think about it. But I did it. And I did it when I was by myself, when no one was looking, importantly. But now it's time to share it with people in the real world, or I'm never going to get that team together to help me make it.
Listen to me, the only good priest isn't that one.
I should have. Please cover yourself.
The voice actually on it is pretty decent. Is that what it's called, The Good Girl?
I think that's what I'm going to call it.
Now, is this paced out how you foresee it, or is this just...
Dude, the fact that you guys didn't, like, laugh the whole time is already a huge win for me.
I'm actually disappointed that there wasn't more voice over stuff.
Really?
The voice actually is cool, especially was it like a deeper one or something like that?
Yeah.
My fear that I would be exposed for being a loser or an idiot or whatever it was I was thinking was completely shattered in that moment.
So I was expecting the whole way through. It's weird that's only in the first, like, I don't know, what, 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah.
So I say put it the rest in. The only voice I know is you is your own voice.
Yeah, boy, what's up? Dude, that okay. Whew, I feel better. That played better than I thought.
Sometimes people wonder why I get so excited about the smallest things. For me, connecting emotionally has always been at the core of why I do what I do. And so seeing you guys laugh or be emotionally affected by something that I've created is so exciting that it makes me giddy and it really pumps up my energy.
Let me ask you a question. Did it feel cool?
Yeah, it felt kind of like Sucker Punch.
No, it's good though. Like, I'm not just saying that too. I think honestly, your strongest suit's always been editing. But yeah, just put more voiceover in.
No, it's really cool. I had my own visualization.
Since the music is very intense and the voiceover at the beginning is intense and just the pacing and all that, if the visuals don't match up to this and it looks like iPhone, or I know you're gonna do like a blocking a little bit, we do it for real. If it doesn't match up to this, I think it's all gonna fall flat.
Well, thanks, Justin, for adding to the terror that already is my life.
Did you see any particular scenes in your head that you thought were particularly cool?
Being tortured with her head and scream, head back. I saw a picture of her just, it's close up of like right here. That's all you see is from here to here. It felt vivid to me.
I love that it kind of like builds from that to the title, The Good Girl, because it has like the video starts with her being kind of like put down by her instructors. And then it just kind of builds this tension that she's not going to be compliant with anybody. And it leaves us in this place that like, the question is she going to eventually overcome all this stuff? Which I think is cool. There's also like a kink element underneath all this stuff that I kind of like. You always get worried when I say that. Bro, you're the bitch who sent me that reverse cowgirl picture. Was that you?
Yeah.
You guys get on me about this crap?
Well, there's a difference between like joking, sending stuff around, and producing it because, it's a reputation you're building up.
This is the crux of my entire fear. The idea of being put into a glass box, essentially, from which you can never escape in today's world, that everyone can look into and laugh at you like you're some kind of freak. And, the experimental process of all this stuff doesn't lend itself to making you look good. You look good, at least when you're learning like I am, like a minority of the time. Someday when I'm really good, or when people become very good, then their taste and their abilities put forward
A better image more often.
My big asterisk would be, I don't want to see like get painted into such a corner that it's going to be impossible to go do anything else because you're going to have that stigma associated with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That is a good point.
Like Pee Wee Herman's never going to do like 1917. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel you. But if you look at somebody like David Fincher, like his stuff has undertones of these kinds of things.
You want to finish it off?
Being so outspoken, so vocal is definitely going to put you in a box, and it's going to be out of that. It's going to be hard coming out of that box if you continue building that box around you. You know what I mean?
As good as the points he's making are, in my opinion, he's not even scratching the surface in the context of things like cancel culture and how social media turns everyone into these like thinly sliced impressions of themselves, which can easily be framed by whatever a single blogger or hater might want to say about them. But this is the plight of anyone who wants to do something today that exists in the public sphere. Now, myself personally, I don't want to live in a world where people can't talk or make mistakes or learn to become better people. So I believe that we need to fight this and do it by pushing into those kinds of fears, because if we all accept that we're imperfect and might have some things wrong with us, then we can start to become compassionate towards one another and also ourselves, and begin forgiving instead of being so judgmental. If there's one thing that I've learned from this experience, it's that I shouldn't be scared to be who I am. People make mistakes. People are very imperfect, and they can be super nerdy, but it doesn't mean that your friends aren't going to like you or that people aren't going to like you. And also, from my experience, if they don't like you, I've found that it's better for my soul to be authentic, and I end up attracting more like-minded people to me instead. It's not always easy, but if I keep trying, that tends to be the case. And there are days where I get really down, but in the long run, it tends to pan out better than I sometimes think it will.
It'll be interesting to see how this pans out, like you say, in a year.
And to see how the past few months of this little experiment have panned out so far, check out this playlist somewhere on screen of my best stuff to date. I am Raymond Cinemato, and to all you cinemobsters out there, stay moist